Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. First off, a very big, gigantic, humongous thank you to everyone who purchased a piece of my art yesterday. I released my NFTs yesterday for those of you who missed that video. A large portion of them are already sold out. I'm actually still completely shocked. I didn't have trouble sleeping, but it was like kind of a shock at how much support that I got. So really thank you. I'm going to be challenging myself to try and make a piece a day, releasing new things all the time, simply because I like a challenge. I'm pretty sure I'm a workaholic in some sort of way. I just haven't admitted it to myself, at least at this point. So thank you very much. And the new drop is going to be happening an hour after this video has posted. Yeah. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. The cryptocurrency market is recovering. Now, I'm going to tell you something, I mean, it's not explicitly weird. You're not going to be like, oh my gosh, you can't believe it. But you can kind of see that a lot of the movements that we have in the prices are clearly manipulated. This isn't the exact chart right here on the screen, but this is basically what happened over the last 12 hours. It was like a very strong dip. It was a straight line down. And right now, the prices have all but recovered. Like some coins are up by 12, 13%. I think Bitcoin's only up by 3 or 4%, what have you. But the wider market looks like it is basically back where it was a couple of days ago. So a lot of these dips seem to be induced by whales to be able to accumulate more. It says Ethereum price analysis. Ethereum reaches key juncture near $2,200. Ethereum steadies near 2,200. Why ETH could start a fresh increase. I think it's already up to 2,300 something or other. There's of course speculation that we're going to try and hit 2,500 and then subsequently once again 3,000, as we are once again even closer than we were yesterday to the upgrades that everyone keeps talking about. It says ADA price analysis. Cardano may see a large pump if it breaks this key price range. Is basically if the price goes up, it's going to start pumping a lot higher. Cardano and Ethereum are currently fighting in a digital way. I don't know why I went like this. Where basically everyone, you either love Ethereum or you love Cardano. I'm sure there are people who like both of them, but Cardano is very close to getting smart contracts, and Ethereum is very close to getting its EIP 1559 update, and everyone's trying to see which coin is going to increase more than the other one, or which one long lasting, yada yada. You know the entire thing that I'm talking about. There was very little Bitcoin price news in the mix. It was mainly around altcoins, at least at the time of right now. And on top of that, I guess the only Bitcoin price news, if you will, it says Bitcoin whales are still buying Bitcoin and have recorded the highest accumulation in a single day with a 60,000 Bitcoin purchase. On-chain data analysis firm Sentiment reported that whales purchased 60,000 Bitcoin in a single day, making it the biggest daily accumulation this year. Bitcoin whales in this context are those big investors and institutions who hold between 100 to 10,000 Bitcoin in a single address. According to Sentiment, these addresses currently hold a combined 9.12 million Bitcoin, 100,000 more Bitcoin compared to 1.5 years or months ago. That's, oh my gosh, it's even crazier. I thought it was 1.5 years ago. Oh my, wow, okay. So that makes it even more pressing. Every single time, if you've been here or have steadily kept up with my daily videos, thank you for the support. You may have noticed a very clear trend over the last 3 months that every single time there's been a price dip, we keep getting news that either MicroStrategy was buying or Grayscale accumulated more, or what's that senator's name who was like, oh, can't wait to buy the dip. This keeps happening over and over. But the other really big part is that the whale addresses continue to get larger and larger every single time we have a dip. I mean, to be fair, we just had a dip, what was it, 13 hours ago. So expect some news tomorrow that some other company also bought as well. That's 100,000 more in a month and a half. Is, I firmly still believe myself, this is my personal view on the cryptocurrency market, I do not think that the bull run is over. I think we are in the midst of a lull period. We had a lull period in 2013 in summer, 2017 around summertime. I think it was like 2 months or something like that of a lull period. and then prices began to move back up. And this is why I think, my opinion, why we still keep on seeing this rapid accumulation happening. Here's the actual tweet right here from Sentiment. So just basically saying what I just told you. And also this one as well. Bitcoin whales have amassed 60,000 Bitcoin in a single day, setting a record. That's a lot. That's a huge amount of Bitcoin for a single day. Anyway, that's all the price news. I don't think we're done with the major movements upward. I just think they're trying to really line their pockets as much as they possibly can, because that's a huge amount of Bitcoin for just a month. Anyway, that's all that news, and let's move on. Next up, in the most popular news story of the day, Barclays has reported it no longer supports wiring funds to Binance, one of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges on the planet. The bank announced its issue with wiring funds. First of all, we should not still be wiring funds in the year 2021. Just going to throw that out there. With wiring funds to Binance in a resolution message to the customers today, the banking giant cites the warning that the Financial Conduct Authority issued against Binance last week. The measure affects more than 24 million Barclays customers at a worldwide level, but I'm pretty sure not all 24 million are actually in the cryptocurrency space, so what have you. Barclays, one of the leading banking institutions in the United Kingdom, announced they would no longer support wiring funds to Binance. The bank made this announcement effective immediately and told customers it was meant to protect their money. We can all assume that that's probably a lie. Barclays based this measure on the warning the FCA issued last week on the cryptocurrency exchange. The bank stated, this action does not impact on the ability for customers to withdraw funds from Binance. The decision has been taken following the FCA warning to consumers. Yes, the idea is they are okay with you cashing out of crypto and going back into fiat, but they do not want it to happen the other way. This is how you deter people from entering the cryptocurrency space. Last week, the FCA stated, Binance Market Limited is not permitted to undertake any regulated activity in the UK. As a result, many institutions are studying which will be the best resolution for the subject. However, Barclays is not the first to make. So this is all happening. This is coordinated for those of you who have not been here in the last 7 days. And I'm sorry if I keep saying if you haven't been here. And I understand that once again, I know that everyone can't watch every single video. I understand that you all have lives, so I do try to catch you up to date for those of you who may have missed a video. And sometimes if I'm saying something, you're like, I don't know what this guy's talking about. The last week and a half have been quite weird for Binance. A lot of regulatory bodies around the world have decided to jump onto Binance's back and basically say, you're not regulated, you're not regulated. But it's happening too close together. That would make me believe that it has to be coordinated and is simply not other regulators around the world going, oh my gosh, they're right. No, this has been planned for a while. It was many other cryptocurrency exchanges a couple of years ago. The idea is, for those of you who also aren't paying attention, the banks understand that Bitcoin and crypto, that they are here to stay. And they realize that they've messed up in a certain way, that they didn't create the cryptocurrency exchanges themselves. So any money that would be flowing to them, especially through fees, is not. It is now going to these entities around the world who are in countries that are not their own countries. Because usually what happened is, in the long time ago, in the past, is that if you wanted to start something, you made a physical location somewhere and you kept on opening other physical locations as you went through regulators in that country. But that's not the way that the world works anymore, because we all have computers, they're digital nomads, and that's just how the future currently is taking place. So this is, I believe, the second bank from the United K from the UK who is having some type of a issue with Binance at this moment. It says UK bank Barclays blocks card payments to Binance. It says Binance disappointed by Barclays' unilateral action to block customer payments. Yeah, it's quite ridiculous, because the idea is, well, definitely this terrible unregulated place, take your money off of there and send it back to us. Many European banks right now are in the process of trying to make sure that they have negative interest rates. So of course they want the money back with them. And once again, and I feel in my spirit that this is definitely happening. It's abundantly clear that banks all around the world know exactly what's taking place. The banks are accumulating Bitcoin, and if they're not, they're into Bitcoin futures, they're into Bitcoin this, they're into ETF, blah, 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 all the other things that are related to Bitcoin. So they're also accumulating Bitcoin themselves while still telling people not to get into this market. It's a bit of a shame because I think people will be, my opinion, quite angry in the future when they realize their governments explicitly told them over and over not to get into a market that they knew was going to do well, but made sure that their citizens had no part in. Here's the other news. It says Thai regulators file criminal complaint against Binance. Yeah, it's kind of weird how it's all happening at the exact same time. I think there was something about the Philippines that also took place a week and some change ago, and then there was another country. It says Binance crackdown, regulators tussle with wild west of crypto. No, they're used to people explicitly going to them, and no other kind word of saying it. It's basically bending the knee. Hey, we are trying to do this. We understand that you are regulators. Please regulate us. We need you to regulate us in order so we can work in the world, but, you know, computers. So the old system is still in place, and they don't know how to let it go, and there's going to be a fierce tussle over this through the next couple of years, because not only do they not want the unregulated things, they'll keep telling you over and over that it's for your protection. No, it's for theirs. Banks always care about the banks first. Banks do not care about you. Banks do not care about you. Banks will never care about you. I can't make that any clearer. It's not me, once again, trying to be a revolutionary or anything of the sort. It's more of a, we know how banks work. We all were around in 2008 and 2009 and subsequently 2012 when we saw that the banks were recovering just fine and everyone else had nothing in their pockets. Banks do not care about people. It is to protect themselves and to make as much money as possible. I would even bet, I give it 18 months, we're going to have some type of news that Barclays is getting into the cryptocurrency space, or Barclays is going to start custodying crypto, or Barclays is going to try and make their own cryptocurrency. It's going to be something. There's something that's going to happen that's going to involve Barclays and all the other banks who are trying to be against Binance in some sort of way to help the public, because it keeps happening over and over and over. I think we should have learned our lesson by now from all the other banks and institutions in the United States who were talking negatively about Bitcoin since 2014. And for some reason, they're now all lovers of Bitcoin when they sit on stage and go, yeah, it's amazing. You know, we actually have some Bitcoin ourselves. We're buying up Bitcoin. We're starting this fund. Yabba, dabba, dabba, dabba. Anyway, that's the Binance news. Usually when we have stuff like this, I think it is meant to lower prices in some sort of way to make people afraid of what's going on. But I am glad that people have started to understand that not only are there other crypto exchanges, but Binance is still legal in hundreds of other countries, or 100 plus other countries. We don't have hundreds of countries. Anyway, that's the Binance news. And let's move on. Next up, a leading crypto analytics firm is assessing the state of Bitcoin and Ethereum. According to Santiment, the amount of Ethereum held by crypto exchanges is now at its lowest levels in more than 2.5 years. Ethereum holders continue to make history by lowering the percentage of ETH held on exchanges to its lowest ratio since November 2018. And it has somewhere that it's also happening with Bitcoin, but I think Ethereum has the accelerating rate that more and more people keep taking their coins off of exchanges. The idea is the more crypto that we have on an exchange, this is seen as bearish or negative to our market, because people could be planning on selling off their cryptocurrencies on the exchange as they place it onto the exchange. However, when people take their coins off of the exchange, it means they either have a long-term view of the coin and therefore want to hold on to it. It could be that people, especially with Ethereum, are staking it into Ethereum 2.0. They're doing something with DeFi. They're doing something with a smart contract. They're doing something with NFTs. It could be a multitude of things. The idea being that as people are taking it off, they have no intention of selling. So if we are at our lowest point since 2018, November 2018, 2.5 years, this is incredibly bullish for the market. So not only do we have news that bulls are accumulating, even if they're accumulating on crypto exchanges, they're still taking their coins off of it after they have accumulated said coins. And this is actually quite fantastic. This is why, once again, I personally Don't believe that the bull run is over, because we keep getting metrics like this every single day. I maybe mentioned before, maybe a week or two ago, as long as we keep getting news like this is extremely positive. If we have heard that over the last, 3 months, Ethereum supply on exchanges has increased by 47%, that's not too good. If we heard that during a mega dip, 5 subsequent dips, that whale addresses were actually selling off their Bitcoin and not accumulating 100,000 Bitcoin in 30 days, well, then that would be kind of bearish. But every single day we keep getting like really incredible news. I think the bearishest, not a word, that we have right now is the Binance news, and that's simply done to try and buy a bank to deter people from making more money. So yeah, very, very cool. I'm sure this will continue happening. I think it's also mainly, once again, happening because of the Ethereum upgrade that we have in a couple of weeks. It's not that far away. So yeah, that's the people are taking their coins off of exchanges news. I mean, also, you should also, this is not financial advice. It's more of a, you should learn at least to know how to custody your own cryptocurrency so that you have it in multiple places, because should a crypto exchange go down, well, you don't want to literally have all your eggs in one basket. You need to have about a good 5 baskets just to make sure, that everything is kind of safe should something happen to one place. Anyway, that's that news, and let's move on. Next up, in what? That's crazy. The Philippine Stock Exchange, or the PSE, is aiming to be the first in line with financial regulators to give the green light for crypto asset trading within the country. On the 2nd of July, CNN reported that PSE President and CEO Ramon Monson said the local bourse should be the country's first exchange platform for crypto assets. He stated if there should be any exchange for crypto, it should be done at the PSE. Sure. Why? Number one, it's because we have the trading infrastructure, but more importantly, we'll be able to have investor protection safeguards, especially with a product like crypto. How convenient. The country's stock exchange is now awaiting guidelines from the Philippine Securities and Exchange Commission and other financial regulators. Don't even have to read anymore. So the Philippine Stock Exchange is trying to be the de facto crypto exchange within the country. None of us should be surprised, because this also happened before. It didn't really take off as much as they thought that it would, but the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ also tried to do something similar, the exact same kind of thing, being the first in line for cryptocurrencies. But Coinbase and Binance have remained the most popular places for people to be able to trade and move around their cryptocurrencies. If nothing else, this news is I don't want to say a sigh of relief, but any country where we may have had an inkling that they were thinking about potentially banning cryptocurrencies or didn't really have a favorable outlook for it, well, the stock exchange of the country is going to have cryptocurrency trading, so it's fair to assume that cryptos won't be banned there. They will be regulated, of course, as regulations happen, but it's safe to say that crypto will probably be there to stay within the country. No news as to which coins they're going to try and list. I'm sure it's going to be like a smorgasbord, and they're just trying to do as many as they possibly can. Anyway, that's the obvious news, and let's move on. Next up, in We Need As Much As Possible, Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong says the top U.S. crypto exchange is working to list as many altcoins as possible. Armstrong told 723,000 people on Twitter that Coinbase is doing its very best to quickly and legally list every asset under the sun. He said, reminder about how Coinbase lists asset. Our goal is to list every asset where it is legal to do so. Does anyone remember 2017 and 2018, especially the beginning of 2017? For those of you who weren't here, Coinbase explicitly said they only planned, first of all, the entire idea of Coinbase was a Bitcoin exchange, nothing else. They wanted nothing else on the platform. Eventually, they added, I think, 2 or 3 other very popular coins. It was, I think, Litecoin and something else. They refused to list any other coins. And then even by the end of 2017, when everyone was screaming at them, can you please list the 3rd largest coin on the planet? They were like, nope. we will not do so. Bitcoin's fork happened, and they had to list Bitcoin Cash because of all the stuff that was going on. And then even then, they still refused to list XRP, even after it briefly became the #2 coin. And now Coinbase has realized that that method of listing only, 8 coins is not the best thing for business. So now they're trying to list every single coin that they possibly can, the same exact way that Binance and many other places do it, just to kind of see what ends up making it and what really doesn't. Additionally, the chief executive officer emphasized that Coinbase does not decide whether to list an asset based on the support quality of the project. Well, maybe you probably should. They aim to simply list any asset that meets their legal standards. That's kind of a lie. Because they would have, once again, not to make this an XRP thing, but they would have relisted XRP already in other countries, because we know that the lawsuit is just within the United States with the US SEC. So it's kind of a lie. They said outside of our listing standards for safety and legality, sure. We don't offer an opinion on the value of each asset. We are asset agnostic, also a lie. Because we believe in free markets, also a lie. And that consumers should have choice in the crypto economy, also a lie. This is how we'll have the most innovation. So, and they said them listing it is not an endorsement of said asset. I'm shrugging for those of you who may be driving and or not looking at your phone, because remember in 2018 when they were listing, there was, oh my gosh, Coinbase is so ridiculous. Coinbase had this thing where they had a poster or something like that online, and there was like 40 different cryptocurrencies, and they were like, we're thinking about adding these coins, and everybody was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. My coin's gonna be on Coinbase. It's gonna pump. I can't wait for this to happen. And like 3 weeks later, Coinbase listed 30 coins, and they were all ERC20 tokens, and none of them were actually even on that list. And I was like, why'd you list a whole bunch of ERC20 tokens and not the tokens that you were actually telling everyone about? It's because, for those of you who didn't know, years ago we also had indications or news that people from Coinbase, if I remember correctly at all, were actually hyper into Ethereum. So them listing 30 ERC20 tokens kind of made sense. Anyway, the news is that, yeah, Coinbase wants to list as many coins as possible. Go for it. They're trying to keep up with Binance. Also, tinfoil hat. Wouldn't it be weird if Coinbase is trying to list everything like Binance while Binance is having mud thrown at its face because they knew that there was going to be... Okay, so anyway, that's the Coinbase news. Let's see if they start relisting stuff. We know that they won't, but... yeah, can't wait for that. Let's move on. And to finish things off, institutional investors in Canada are accumulating more and more shares of the recently approved Bitcoin exchange traded fund, which is creating more demand for Bitcoin. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Wait, people buying Bitcoin creates more demand for it? That's economics. This is according to data released by Glassnode, which shows that the ETF has added nearly 30% of its Bitcoin invested in less than 2 months' time. That almost coincides with all the whales buying up all the Bitcoin. Now, I'm sure they have nothing to do with each other. The Purpose Bitcoin ETF, as it is called, which was approved by Canadian financial regulators in February, and is the first of its kind in the country and entirety of North America, now has more than 20,000 Bitcoin invested by institutions. This is happening even as Bitcoin's price has tanked by nearly half from its April high. How weird. Wait, so we had news before that Bitcoin's price is being manipulated by whales to go down, but the whales are also accumulating at the exact same time. The ETFs keep buying, and institutions are buying, and banks are getting into it, and stock exchanges are getting into it as prices fall. I can't connect the puzzle pieces together, but I'm pretty sure they're all there. That was sarcasm. Anyway, so the news is, and this is one Bitcoin ETF in Canada. I'm pretty sure, I think we have 3 here. 3 or 4. I think we have 4 here. Doesn't matter. We have a couple here in Canada. And the news basically being they keep growing larger and larger every single day, and they're accumulating more Bitcoin. And at the same exact time, other people are telling other people not to get into the market. So seems a bit fishy, but that's just how money works. Anyway, that's the richer trying to get richer news. Yeah. As always, see, this is the dip I was talking about. Doesn't, yeah, little, see, yeah, yeah. Oh no, we're falling. Oh wait, we're back above where we were before. A very special thank you to my Patreon supporters, Professor Wally from Gunbot University, Fud Wiser, Mortified, love that one, Roman Geba, Bitcoin Ben, Arachno Dave, Tony Ambroski, The Dealer's Den, Red Plump Tomato, Umnu, Wish Nikki, The Letter M, Stefan Dirks, Not Brain, Captain Something in the Z. What is Z-Way Lay? Somebody please tell me. Crypto Black Sheep, AJ Cut 5, Speedy 655, and Carlos was like, Mobarazi, Jojo Shaw Show, VB Nerd 21, Miguel Grolay, Lauren De Silva quoted Biddy, Bare Bones Mining, Troy Allgood, Space Case, Need a Miracle, Paternoster, Conan, don't skip leg day, Snacky Chan, Tolik Banan, Auspicious Agile and Blockchain, Navarro Williams, David James, Attila the Han, Yasha Harari, Utopia 569, Moonman High, XRP, Martin Stoyo, Nostromo, John Sarson, The Animal Reader, Ebilbiophobia, Todd, Mullis, Adam, Graysick, Moher Maroni, Massive Ventures in Thailand, Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl, 242 to the World, Bank Roll Network, Crypto Artist, Cold E3D, Damien, Setsuna, Richie Richard III, Vlad the Impaler, Paxis, Nick Mangialavori, Jim Gardner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Miller Hitch Test Every Day, and Coskips Leg Day. Yes to Crypto. Bodie McBoatface, Anytime Fitness, Monks Corner Staff, Bake Me a Cake, Tigger Macho Nisa, On Crypto with Lionel, Crayola Michelle, URL, and Bolero Bastos. Thank you all very, very much for your support. Thank you to everyone who is a member of the channel. Thank you to everyone who left a like, a comment, has subscribed. Thank you for all, and in general, I'm constantly really shocked. Like, people in this community are actually pretty nice. I thank you all for your, continued support over the years. It is, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't say thank you enough, and it would just get annoying after the 30th time that I've said it, so yeah. Bitcoin is currently up by 1.8%. It is at 34,746 US dollars. Ethereum is at 2,328. It is up, I got 120 something bucks, higher than the word we're talking about just a couple minutes ago. Binance Coin is up by 6%. Cardano is up by 2%. Uniswap is up by 10.7%. A lot of the coins have their Satoshi prices in red at the moment. This may be some type of big Bitcoin movement taking place relatively soon. Chainlink is up by 5%. Lumens is up by 2%. Aave is up by 22% at the moment. Celsius is up by 3%. Crypto Chain is up by 4%. Maker is up by 8%. Cosmos is up by 6.5%. Pancake Swap is up by 11%. Algorand is up by 5%. Compound is up by 21%. My goodness. Luna is up by 9.5%. Leo Eunice said Leo is up by a smidge, just below 5%. IOTA is up by 5%. Avalanche, ironically, once again, is up by 12 percentile points. Yeah. I do hope you all enjoyed. I do hope that you all have continued to have, might possibly have a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you. There we go.